Welcome out, gamers and gamettes, to this RGL Highlander Invite season. What is this? Season 11.
Nice.
Lower bracket finals in between Wish Mode and Somebody Help. I am Zagron, joined by Alto by my side and Dolphin behind the camera as always. We have a real interesting matchup here tonight. We got Wish Mode versus Somebody Help here, and it's going to be exciting to see how this thing turns out. Alto, how are you doing today?
I feel like a king being handed off that intro like that. Normally, I'm the one feeding grapes into your mouth.
You might have been caught in surprise there by the sudden switch.
Yeah, I think the land video playing Dolphin normally counts as sin. I wasn't expecting the mumble message.
You just weren't hearing him. I'm telling you because his mic is too low.
That might be. Yeah, I didn't even realize he said anything if he did. Anyway, I think the key fact that you forgot to mention is that not only is this Wish Mode versus Somebody Help, this is Wish Mode versus Somebody Help in the lower bracket finals.
Mm-hmm.
Not only is this the second to last match of the season, as the winner of this will move on to the grand finals as the lower seed, and the loser will come away still with third place and some of that sweet, sweet prize pool. I think the bigger shock for all of us here is that Wish Mode is in the lower bracket.
Yeah, Wish Mode being down here, we saw last week them getting casted against MCM, and that was a banger of a match. We saw that go to all three maps, or no, it was two maps, but after the competitive Ashville we had, it was very, very good. We saw MCM pull out a lot of things we haven't really seen out of them for the entire season up to this point, and them making that upset happen. They're now sitting in those upper bracket, those grand finals. They're awaiting the winner of this match. So Wish Mode, they were the expected number one this season. We were expecting them to be, in that guaranteed grand finals spot by this point in the season, but instead they're down here against Somebody Help, and this is a match that if you're Wish Mode, you win no matter what. Like, if you lose this, there is something very wrong.
It's going to go down in the history of TF2 is probably one of the greatest upsets in Highlander, right up there next to probably Chill Penguins versus Jammers back in, what was that, season 21 plot? Some similar players in here too, I think.
Yeah.
As I think Americans in here potentially may. I don't know if that was a Monkey season or a May season for BV's demo back then. But anyway, this is. We were expecting probably a 2-0 in favor of Wish Mode last week. And we're only going to be expecting that even harder here, where I think that part of the reason why we are expecting this to still be one-sided despite Wish Mode's loss is that sometimes you win, or sometimes you lose because you play poorly, sometimes you lose because the other team just played well. And, I mean, yes, you could always just play better and win forehead, but I don't think Wish Mode was particularly bad last week. MCM was just that good, which means that there aren't really too many holes on Wish Mode still. It's just that MCM put up kind of a better united front than they did, and that raises the bar really, really high for Somebody Help, where MCM is able to compete on both an individual and a team basis. I feel like the individual players on Wish Mode just have the leads on enough of the players on Wish Mode that Somebody Help is going to need to just play out of their minds and hope that Wish Mode's having an off night.
And speaking of those players, we can go ahead and run down the rosters real quick. On the side of Wish Mode, we're going to be having Wish on Scout back from his absence last week, Demento on Soldier, Carson on Pyro, Joey Lemons on Demo Man, Adam on Heavy, Hyphen on Engineer, Blake on Medic, Blank on Sniper, and AGB on Spy.
And over on the side of Somebody Help, there will be Emily on Scout. Definitely one player to watch, especially starting on Ashville, to have a big game. Sunny on Soldier, American on Pyro, May on Demo Man, Caboose on Heavy, Wymeo on Engineer, Fleeble on Medic, Timeless on Sniper, and Hino on Spy.
And for the maps, we haven't mentioned them quite yet, but we're going to be starting out here on Ashville. This has pretty much been the map of the playoffs at this point. Every game has had a very interesting Ashville over the entire course of the playoffs, and I feel like this map has been very telling of how these teams can perceive themselves and what they're actually good at. Yeah, we can hear you, Dolphin. But other than the other maps, we saw, in terms of the bans, Cascade, immediate ban from Somebody Help, followed by Wish Mode, a steel ban. No really big surprises from there. Help kind of have struggled on Cascade in the past, and Wish Mode, again, getting out that variety that steel provides. After that, we're going to be going to Upward for our map 2, courtesy of Somebody Help. They then follow things up with a Swiftwater ban, and then chose Product as our potential tiebreaker.
Indeed, and not too big of a surprise, I don't think, from Somebody Help. You could maybe make arguments for Swiftwater over Upward, or vice versa, although I guess I am surprised that they banned Swiftwater and left Product up. that to me raises a little bit of a question mark, as even with how clean MCM played yesterday on a Koth map, Hood still took them 3 rounds. And I can foresee a world, right? Not many of the possible timelines, but at least one of them where somebody's help is able to win on Swiftwater. Timeless has a big game. They're able to get some key picks on offense, and they're able to steamroll through things, and they're able to take advantage, of some really big picks by some of their best players. Koth, to me, does not have that same future.
I'm going to actually disagree with you by saying we've discussed it a bit in the playoff matches we've cast of Somebody Help in the past, but this is a team that, while their core, their Chill Penguins core, is known as a stopwatch team, they've been reinventing themselves recently as a team that is comfortable, putting the weight on their players' mechanical hands and being able to actually win on Koth. And we've seen Emily this entire season be a standout player. We've also seen Timeless, the sniper for Somebody Help, be probably the best sniper in the league this season. And that's not a thing you normally say of a team that is not a top 2 team, because Highlander is so sniper centric that it feels like the best sniper always gravitates towards, being picked up by one of those top 2 grand finals teams. But Timeless has been popping off all season. I would easily rate him above much of the Highlander invite cast at this point, and I would say he's the best sniper this season. And I'm gonna go a step further. If I had to give an MVP award to a player tonight, I would give it to Timeless. Just because MVP, Most Valuable Player, is a award that should go, in my opinion, to the player who helped their team get the most wins and mileage by themselves. And Timeless has been that player. So I think looking towards Timeless tonight is what Somebody Help need to do. And their map selection helps with that.
I don't disagree. My issue, though, is that as good as Emily has been, she's been that good against Weil, who, by all means, has improved a ton over the course of the season, but is still a sniper main
playing his first season of Invite Scout.
His first season of Invite Scout against Dotwet on Yi, who has, very solid player, but is not the high invite world ender that someone like Wish is. If Emily's been your best player, I feel like it's very possible that Wish has been the best player on Wish mode, hence the name, right? And I can't take that. I can't, in good faith, honestly think that Emily is going to consistently outperform Wish over the course of, a full half on product. And even if you are playing for your sniper, right, Swiftwater still works for that just as well.
Yeah, and granted that their choice for Swiftwater was Upward, right? Where they wanted to play Upward instead of Swiftwater, which honestly I would also agree with that take from Somebody Help, where I feel like Upward is a map where they can do a lot of work. The snowbally style works a lot more compared to Swiftwater, where you have to make a lot of very good decisions and very good pushes in a row against a team with the consistency of Wish mode. That said, we're getting a bit too much into the future maps. We should zero in on Ashville here real quick, because predictions are on your guys' screen. We see 3.73 for Wish mode, 1.65 for Somebody Help. Definitely favored towards our expected victors here tonight, Wish mode. Hopefully, for their sake, they're going to be able to take the game tonight and rematch MCM. But, there's still some hope in Somebody Help here. People are predicting they're getting 1-2 rounds somewhat frequently on Ashville.
Yeah, there's definitely, and I think that with Somebody Help's performance this season coming into third, it does justify that. I know chat's coming into me right now, but I'm just gonna keep laying it on. I don't see it. I don't think Wish mode played poorly enough against MCM that with some of the bigger gaps in MCM's combo, and we've seen MCM play Ashville a number of times this season, and none of the times have supremely impressed me the way that MCM did. I really just don't see it. I would love for this to be a close match. Casting 4-0 rolls, as much as you guys hate to watch them, we hate to cast them even more. I love close games. I really can't see it. I would love to be proven wrong more than anything, but the play that I've seen from Somebody Help, specifically on Asheville throughout these playoffs, has not convinced me of their ability to take a round here.
And your prediction...
Is it entirely likely? Yeah, but I'm still going 4-0 Wish mode on this map.
4-0 Wish mode. I'd say it's a fair assessment. I'm gonna go a bit the way of more chaos, and I won't predict that Somebody Help will do anything crazy like even win, because again they are heavy underdogs here tonight. It's just not expected they're able to do much more in the season. And to make things clear, third place is already an amazing finish for Somebody Help. This ties this cores of players' best finish in Highlander all time, and they've done a very good job getting here. They are definitively the third best team in Highlander, and when your other two teams are Wishmode and MCM, that's a crown you're happy to take, right? That said, they're going to try their hardest tonight, and I think with their best efforts, the strength of the players we've seen, with Emily, Timeless being able to have pure pop-off moments to essentially win games by themselves, I think they are going to get one round, if not two. I'll go one for posterity's sake. 4-1 somebody, or Wish Mode rather, but yeah, Wish Mode's still just a tough hurdle to overcome.
I respect anyone who bet their points on Somebody Help tonight. Just wanna say that out there.
They will be rich.
You're all people of conviction.
Yeah, and with that said, we do have 17 players in the server waiting that one crucial final player. We are 2 minutes before 15 minutes over standard Highlander match start time, so still technically on schedule. Is there any other players we're looking at being high impact players specifically on Ashville tonight? We mentioned the scouts, the snipers already.
I'm looking at Caboose for Somebody Help. I think that he's going to be a very big kind of crux for them, where if he's able to play aggressively, control a lot of ground, and most importantly, survive, he, to me, is going to be kind of the pivot in a lot of ways for Somebody Help if they want to be able to contest against Wishmode, where I'm giving May the benefit of the doubt where May's going to perform solidly, but I think Caboose, for me, is a bit more of the variable where sometimes can absolutely pop off, sometimes, gets punished for the aggression a little bit too much. But we are moving into the first mid, both demos coming out of Shutter. May abandoning the Bats rollout, so getting a little bit with the times there. No too much damage, but Jacob in deep on ramp as Timeless lands the first shot onto Dixie. Kabuska and Sunny both going to go down, though. Timeless getting stabbed out as well means that the frags are all in favor of Wishmode. Fleeble not going to get taken out. Jacob and AGB going to failed to take Arno. Jacob's still in the back, but there is Wish deep in on Fleeble, but Emily able to protect her, and AGB on the back line takes her out. Too many players running into lobby, and they are unable to protect Fleeble right there. Will go down eventually. So, strong first mid for Wishmode.
There's a very solid line between the mids that Wishmode won last week against MCM and this mid, where this mid was dominating from Wishmode. They were able to win the early exchanges, the early damage trades, walk forward, get pressure, keep players in behind, and just take all the space over immediately. Now, we do see the sack come in from the side of Somebody Help. They aren't able to get any kills, but this is perfectly normal. They would have loved that force, didn't quite get it, so they'll have to get that one later, as their medic is just going to be in spawn building this Uber. So now 55% for Fleeble. Looks like Wishmode are going to get a bit of space for, they have Nixie on the crate, scoping onto Bats, might be able to find an early pick onto a scout, maybe a medic running up here. Fleeble is taking this route. Sniper, he has backed up for now though, so it's going to be waiting for this last 20% for Fleeble.
Yeah, we will see the exchange, but with the forward hold coming out from Wishmode, they are going to have to pop very early. Gives a lot of cushion for Blake to just be able to hold on to that just a little bit longer. As Fleeble walking across Bats, they are going to drop down. Use early. Timeless goes down immediately, though. Joey Lemons is going to be dropped, but there is a much better Uber on the side of Wishmode. The Uber's already faded. Wish taking out May and Shutter. Mio and Sunny got taken out on the side of that Uber as well. And despite dropping Joey Lemons, it is not a problem for Wishmode, as they are able to just, get so much of a better Uber with that defender's advantage and hold the point.
Yeah, we hyped Wish up in the pregame a bit about how he's been one of the most reliable scouts, especially on Koth. Even when his Demo Man gets dropped and does essentially 0 damage in the Uber, he's still able to walk forward and kill a overhealed Demo Man by himself. There's not many scouts able to reliably hit the shots to do that in Highlander at this moment, especially with May doing a pretty good job AD strafing, dodging him out. Wish just able to target him down and get that kill. Now, though, because they did pop earlier, Help and Fleeble are going to have about a 15% add to work with, so they are going to get some point time here, and their numbers advantage will help them take the capture.
Yeah, and them capping early is going to be a great thing, because one of the things I feel like Somebody Help has lacked a little bit, we've seen on Ashville especially, is that urgency to take that 15% ad and either A, know about it, or B, really act on it. Where you're already walking forward at 95, you pop the second you get, and you're already in their face. instead of just allowing them to slowly climb that extra 15% back. But Uber's popped off of bats, roughly even. Slight ad for the defense. Joey Lemon's getting it dropped again. Adam on the sideline, not able to commit too much, but Nixie, who's he's protecting, takes out May, lands a headshot onto Caboose. Caboose will go down as well. Emily gets the toy kill, a bleed onto Nixie right there, but not going to be enough to maintain. Somebody helps hold, excuse me, onto the point, as Fleeble will escape with her life, but point goes back over to Wish Mode. They're less than a minute away.
A bit of an unsung hero so far in this round has been Demento Jacob. He's been able to get on timeless consistency. We saw Nixie at the end of that Uber able to rail off headshots onto the Domain and Heavy. Being uncontested in the SVS thanks to Demento just spawn camping timeless essentially is allowing somebody help to take, or excuse me, Wish Mode to take a lot of space. So now they're going to look to go, and timeless up is going to get a headshot onto Adam, opening things up with that defensive Heavy down. There's some lobby pressure coming from Demento, but looks like now somebody help need to get to the point. It's 20 seconds left on the clock. If they can't get to this in overtime, they will be dropping the round. It's 90%. They're trying to get the force, not going to get it, but now both Mets have Uber.
Yep, Emily and Sunny both go down, but they do find Jacob. That is going to be a longer spawn. Uber popped out onto the point. American getting cap time. Will be flashed off of it. Someone's going to have to get flashed off this Uber soon, as Wish running down the back line. Won't find any kills, though, but the frags are going all over to Wish Mode. None on the board for somebody help, and the first round will go over to Wish Mode. Tagged up in game as a team named 3600. Call back to last season, as they will take the 1-0 lead.
Yeah, pretty expected performance, I'd say. It's 45 seconds off the clock for somebody help that they got off of a good Uber build, but not enough consistent advantages for them to work off of. Wish Mode just able to dominate early on, as we now are getting into the second mid. A lot of damage being taken. Demento goes immediately into the combo, gets punished for his insolence, and cleaned up. First casualty, although Caboose will end up going down to Hyphen, so now both teams losing players. Hyphen, Timeless do go down to either side. We're at a 77 on this mid. Both teams taking space. It looks like Wish Mode are going to be able to get onto the point, as Nixie shot onto Wymeo, going to be able to take out that engineer threat, and Hino not able to find anything either. Last second Soldier not getting anything, and again a clean mid fight, and in the backline Fleeble gets gunned down by AGB, a 2K onto the med demo at the end of that fight.
That I didn't see the end of that chase from AGB, but AGB was chasing Fleeble into lobby from ramp. Fleeble, crossed through the door in the middle of lobby, got onto bats. Not a single blue player was near her. Unless something changed very rapidly, that kill should not have been allowed to come through onto her. But I do want to point out something, that on both mids so far, HEB has beelined for Timeless and decloaked in Timeless's shadow and gotten the stab both times. And regardless of how the rest of the mid is going, if your sniper gets stabbed 6 seconds into a mid fight, 2 rounds in a row, there is a greater problem there, as the sacks do try to come out onto Blake. Will not find him, though. Kites into Shutter and, keeps the Uber up. 85 on Fleeble, so we'll likely see an exchange soon.
I'm not sure if Dolphin had the camera on Blake there, but Blake just pulled like an invite medic play, where he got bombed, right? His team was majority out of Shutter, but Blake was positioning towards ramp. We saw that Sunny cut off Blake's retreat into ramp. Blake did not panic. He just took 2 rockets, surfed out the Shutter from ramp. He was down to 15 HP, or like 20 HP, but his calm head allows him to keep that Uber, so Blake playing very well so far tonight.
Indeed, we talked about him last week. Him and Casper both had an amazing game, as the Ubers are exchanged onto point, but absolutely no ground gained at all, really, for somebody help. They will find kills in the post fight, but there is Nixie landing the kill onto Fleeble. Not sure where she was. Is that a Shutter kill? Bats, as she will go down, and he lands another kill out onto Timeless, bringing them out on a 5 streak. Nixie is right here. So the exchange comes out, but without any ground or really any position to be found. Somebody help is unable to really get any ins onto this point.
Yeah, Nixie doing tons of work on multiple kill streaks so far in the game, so now he's posted up and be looking to rail off some headshots, and he hits 1 onto enemy demo man, so we're gonna have to see May get some heals now, finally in overheal territory. 1 minute left on the clock, as Timeless gonna be winning an SVS onto Nixie, opening things up for his team. Now help are flooding out of Shutter and onto point. They need to get this capture as soon as possible. That said, got about a 30% Uber disad, so Wish Mode might be looking to go as soon as they get here. There's a spy decloaking, calling this out. Hino will die, but here comes the Uber from Wish Mode. They are collapsing in onto the bats. A lot of damage being dealt. May, Timeless, Caboose all gonna drop. Fleeble is out, but only with a single pyro. Keep in mind, 30 seconds left on the clock. They'll have Uber down on players right now.
Yeah, need to wait for spawns. They are shorter as they don't have the point, but with only 30 seconds left on the clock right here, and somebody help has just not shown the ability to really force wish mode off of the point. They take these Ubers in, and they're going to use through Shutter. Sticky's not going to find anything as May jumps forward. Blake only at 40%, so they may end up with a cap here, but it'll come in overtime, right? So they're going to have to go pull off the full 3-minute hold.
Well, Demento, Hino both going to go down, so there's a numbers advantage for somebody help here, but they need more. They need to get Blake here. Unfortunately, they're going to lose American and Sunny. Players dropping off of bats right now for Wishmo, doing a ton of damage. Wyman Caboose getting collapsed on. It looks like somebody help were not expecting this level of contention, but they just get caught off guard on the dry drop off of bats, and they lose the point, so they didn't even get the capture. That's a clean round from Wishmo 2-0. Starts off.
And... you know, this is kind of what I was expecting when I predicted that 4-0, is that these two teams to me are playing on different levels. Where somebody help is playing, they're not playing the game wrong. You know, they're getting Uber, they're running sacks, but they're not, there's almost an X factor that they're missing. You know, we mentioned Mojo a lot on the stream last night, or last week, and somebody help, it feels like, is not playing with it. They are using their Ubers 9v9, walking out of Shutter into the full team of Wish mode, and that's just not going to work. You know, you're popping your Uber first, you're walking out of a choke, you're walking into a team that is spread out, so you can't, you know, have May come in and land one sticky onto 6 people and get a ton of damage. May's only shooting one person at a time, and no one's finding ground. Every single side fight is going in favor of Wish mode, because they've got better DM. And I mean, you know, there's only so much you can do to equalize the DM difference, but just sitting back, building Uber, and popping into a 9v9 is not it.
Yeah, it logs on your screen now. We see top 2 fraggers from that half. We're actually Nixie and AGB, the pick classes of Wish mode. Ashville is a good pick class map. You know, it's not as prominent for Sniper as the other COF maps, but Sniper, obviously it's Highlander, can still do a ton of work, and AGB has been having a phenomenal game, getting a ton of kills. Whenever you see both pick classes dominate in kills, you know, top the kill board for their team, the winning team, normally it's just an issue of a pure outclassing. I say this because we see Joey Lemons doing 500 DPM. It's just there's so many issues for somebody help to worry about. There's so many threats constantly facing them down. They don't really have the capacity left over to deal with the spy to track a sniper accurately. It's just so hard to deal with these threats when you're being bared down on from all sides, and it really feels like it is an outclassing. The teams are kind of playing different games. It's not something we didn't expect, though. Like, it's Wish mode. This is a team that went 7-0 in regular season. They were our expected first seed, expected grand finalists by this point. So I'd say this level of dominance is expected.
And I want to use this to contextualize what MCM did last week, because in their Swiftwater match, when MCM played Help played MCM close on Swiftwater. Like, this team that just got, frankly speaking, mulched by Wish mode here, played MCM, who beat Wish mode even during the regular season. Like, those two teams were of a comparable level, and MCM improved by that degree in order to take down Wish mode last week. And I'm still impressed by that, which is why I'm calling it out as we move into the third mid here. Caboose walking forward super early, gonna get taken out immediately though. Jacob jumping onto fans, will trade out, tries going even. AGB finds 3 kills on timers, but Hino on the back line finds even better frags. Blake and Nixie. Sunny going in, gonna help take out more in Shutter, will go down, but those huge stabs from Hino will help somebody help win their first mid.
Yep, Mini Sentry and Scout denying Wish gonna go down. First death in quite a while for the Scout of Wish mode, and their capture goes over to somebody help. This is their second capture of the match, so hopefully they can get more than 45 seconds off this one, as they do have a full Uber advantage thanks to that pick from Hino. So for the first time in the match, somebody help in the driver's seat.
And I need to see them play a little bit more aggressively on point here. They cannot just do what we've seen them as.
Like Caboose is doing.
Nixie and Joey both gonna go down. Adam and Wish gonna be next. Blake, however, is still alive. Backed out, not sure where. Back in spawn, I had my spec cam on him. So he's the only one not showing up as Decloak on point. I don't think they know. Finally called. No.
Okay.
Hey, that was a near disaster for somebody else.
Let's talk real quick about the surprise crits, though. Somebody helped decided, you know, we're not winning Uber v Uber. Let's go crits. Let's see if we can catch them off guard. And while they did get the kills, they didn't find Blake. Blake was cautious about where to walk, so they didn't get that med pick, and now Blake on 100% Uber because of that. Looks like Wish Mode are going to drop off bats, look to make a push happen. They already have picks onto Hino and Caboose. Missing Carson is not nearly as big of a deal for this offensive Uber, and they're going to drop down and get onto the point. So now we have full crits versus full Uber. As long as Wish Mode are able to pop in return, they will be fine, and they're going to do just that.
But here comes in Jacob, great bomb angle. Fleeble not even going to live out that crits. You know, when you have crits like that, right, if you can exchange and keep your meta alive, that favors you, as you'll be able to build faster and use that 25%, you know, increased build rate. But you need to get out. Jacob knew that, was playing deep. I think he was on fans or in front of Shutter when they popped off of ramp. Came in at a great angle to just get behind her and make sure she died in that. So, really good play out of Wishmo to, you know, react to that crits and already counter it pretty well. As, gonna have to see if Fleeble's still up on it.
Yep.
She still is, so probably realizing Uber's not gonna work. They need something to change.
And there is something. Timeless getting an SPS win onto Nixie. He rails off a headshot onto the heavy, so now he's doing a lot of work. Demento going to create out finding everything. We are in a 9v7 for some of the help here until Hino goes down. Now we see May pushing onto the ramp. Does a lot of damage, forces the back out, and a recap is going to come through for the side of some of the help. They're going to be able to stay in the time lead here, and they're going to have this crits up as well. Although, again, we're in a crits versus Uber situation. Somebody help have to play this very well if they want to keep this advantage.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of crits defense can do into an Ubered Scout. May, they're playing super far back right here as the Uber's gonna go in, but really great kite coming out of somebody help. Caboose would be the sacrifice, but Joey gets taken out as well. AGB though, continuing to have a buffet of kills onto Timeless with the crits on the point. Blake goes down, the crits works out as Wish and Adam gonna get cleaned up eventually. AGB on bats, caught out. Will not find another kill onto Timeless after his respawn here, but Nixie taking out American. However, this crits looks to be exactly what somebody help needed. You know, something to mix up the Ubers that they were not winning as they're, you know, taking the round here.
Yeah, it was uncharacteristic play from Wishmo there. They popped immediately out of Shutter. Joey Lemons hit his head on the skybox and didn't actually get deep on the Uber, so because of that, Help were able to reset with the crits, repush. May had some great stickies to get the kills, and now we're contesting once again as Blake actually going to win the Medic V sniper onto time, was taking down that enemy sniper threat, so now we are going to see the recapture come for Wish Mode. Keep in mind, crits 100% up for Fleeble. They're rotating bats. Shutter instead, they're going to throw it out, but a good reflect from Carson denies them early. American going to go down. This crits does not find anything. It's a crit scatter gun, Snipes Hyphen, but it's not going to do anything for them. But Hino with a big backstep onto Blake, evening up, denying the enemy Uber advantage that they would have had. So somebody help. Despite that crits not getting anything, they're still winning.
Yeah, you know, they ended up getting the med during the crits duration, so call it a win. The backstab is a crit technically, so true. It all works out as they're going to come back in here. And yeah, as you said, that Uber used by Wishbone was very uncharacteristically poor from them. And the momentum gained off of this crits play, Weeble's been able to stay alive as well.
Nixie.
Continue to snowball. They're at 85. Blake's only at 20, and there's 15 seconds left. They're going to have to repush into a crits.
Yep. Heavy, low HP will get sniped. Fleeble's one. They pop off the crits just in time. Fleeble cannot take any damage. Trying to hide behind these boxes, but the crits is panicked. They're getting Wish and Joey and Nixie though. A lot of kills. It's 5 up for Wish Mode. 7 for somebody help. They're flooding point. AGB is the only one who can do things from behind. Adam not gonna get there. And there's a round in favor of somebody help. It's 2-1 now. They got their one round and they can try to get more of these crits.
Zag, are you recalling any times a team that was not favored to win a match on Ashville against the number 1 seed pulled out of crits and won?
I mean, we mentioned jammers earlier tonight once. I'm not sure if we should do it a second time, but that's what the situation we're seeing right now is 4th mid rolling out. It looks like they're on crits again because the build is coming faster, and indeed they are. So now, Wish Mode, they know it's coming, but what can they do about it? AGB will be down first, trading for Caboose and May, the big pipes explosives from Demento, and Joey Lemon's going to end up cleaning up this combo. Luckily, they do keep people alive, but with no Demo Man, the crits isn't going to be able to come in anytime soon as mid goes in favor of Wish Mode.
Right, however, May is back up. Fleeble's on 90. If they rush this, Blake's only at 70%. You know, that mid-fight did not go well, but Fleeble living is probably the silver lining there. Blake at 85. They have to use immediately. Blake is playing back.
On bats.
Yep, right on point right there, but he's at 90.
High bomb! He's in the medic space! Fleeble's completely separated. Demento, he may have not reflect kill, but he denied the crits in its entirety.
Yeah, that was a really great bomb from him. We saw him counter it the first time, lost the feel for it apparently, but comes back in again and really just, you know, takes all of the wind out of somebody helps sales here. However, the Uber's gonna come out. Yeah, and enough players dropped. Joey Lemon's going down. Wishbone's gonna chase May out. And Caboose is just
Look what
Just
he's
on the enemy team's roof on heavy. I wasn't watching. Did he jump on the dispenser?
Yeah, he jumped on the enemy dispenser to
man.
get on, and the distraction was enough that Blake was too scared to back up ramp. He got sniped by Timeless because he was too scared of the heavy behind them. So, interesting play. It will net somebody help a point. This is the first capture of the round. Demento trying to bomb in, is not going to find any kills. Timeless gets piped down, but there is a numbers advantage for somebody help. Until now, Nixie rails off that headshot onto Caboose, and with that, they're going to have to back up. There is crits, though. We have to always be worried about this crits. They're looking like they want to try and group up with May and get another push. Blake only on 25%.
Important to note that even though Jacob's bomb didn't actually get anything there, by forcing Fleeble out and doing as much damage to her where he did it, you know, under bats, was able to just completely secure his team that point. And the crits coming out off of ramp. Carson, reflex 1, reflex 2. No kills found yet. One onto bats, not going to find anything. And the adaptation has been made. Joey and Emily are going to trade up, and Jacob in a ramp finds the air shot onto May. Gonna take him out. Mio goes down as well, and I don't. Maybe I'm premature, but has Wish Mode downloaded this crits here?
It looks like the position was much better. There was an angle where Blake could have potentially gotten caught off there, but when the first sticky doesn't hit, Blake reacts, backs up into Shutter, Carson reacts, turns around, reflects the next two, so if given warning, and if they know where the angle is coming from, Wishmore are doing a very good job at responding, and they have a point time advantage now. That said, somebody help not giving up. They are out here, out of Shutter. They force the Uber out. Fleeble gets piped, gets stumped on the jump up the ramp, and will end up going down. No crits this time around, and now Blake's gonna be able to build up another Uber. 1 minute left on the clock for Wishmore, and they're looking like they have this round.
Yep, there is Sunny though coming into Shutter, gonna find Joey Lemons for free. Gets the reload off and Wish that will take him out. Gets an arrow too to make that, or that might have just been the pocket pistol getting this little health crosses coming up on him, but will find those kills in Shutter regardless, as Wishmode's still holding this point, and you know the crits was catching them out. Fleeble is still on it, but it has not been finding success in this round, to say the least.
Yep, Nixie opening things up, SPS on to Timeless, so they're going to be at the sniper advantage. Adam as well getting off of his death timer, so now somebody help need to manage to push into this. They will be building this crit slightly faster, and a pick onto Nixie will help them get out. If they can get this crit and find Blake, unfortunately Blake is going to come up on Uber just now. They're trying to get forced. There are players in behind, but aside from Sunny going down, it's not anything yet for somebody help. Crits pop, but so is the Uber, no one exchanging at all.
The most exciting thing on that fight was in the backline. AGB Butter Knife Timeless down in his own lobby, finding the spawn camp as the overtime desperation play from somebody help coming in, finding some cap time, but Carson walking forward with Wish is going to be too much for somebody help to handle. That will be the third round and map point going for Wish Mode here. And I mean, the crits got them around. Do we go to quick fix now?
Maybe. Either way, with this crit strat, right, we know the intention from somebody help. It's a very good play, especially when you're underdogs. You need to do something to try and give yourself an advantage. They don't have enough ways to catch Wish Mode off guard with it. It worked first round phenomenally. They need to show something different with this crits, different angle, different timing, whatever it is. They're back to their old ways of losing, so they need something.
Right, Joey Lemon's going to be the first one down. Both demos traded out, though, and for 4 rounds, I think, in a row, or 4 out of 5, HEB just beelines to Timeless and stabs him in Shutter. I don't understand how this keeps happening.
Yeah, even if you're just Timeless at that point, you have to be aware of the timing, right? Like, maybe expect the spy is going to be decloaking on you 5 seconds into the round. We did see Demento go in behind and get a big pick onto Fleeble, so now Blake going to be at nearly 100% Uber ad, comparison to Fleeble just starting to charge now, so somebody help. They're going to need to force Uber. It was crits, it would have been a crits ad, but unfortunately not going to have it, so forcing is probably their best bet here.
I liked how Caboose, though, was hiding under his own bats, being one of the only survivors, as I think I heard a knife melt somewhere. Caboose now flanking up from lower, actually, on the enemy team's boxes. Yeah, gonna be called out, draw some focus. Not gonna be enough to really change too much. As Emily, though, in the backline finds Sunny, finds Adam, too, and she's gonna stay alive, but
Wish he's killing
on
everyone on the bats.
Yeah, Wish is finding even better kills onto May and Fleeble. Timeless and Caboose going down to the revolver as well. A hit scan. Just massacre.
You know, Revolver trying to find Blake, not going to end up getting that force. Blake on 50% health will survive with that Uber charge, and yeah, that was just a very, very good pressure play from the side of Wishmode. We saw Scout, Spy, Soldier all attack the enemy bats, and all the angles just overloaded them. Their combo didn't get anything, died. Now Sack over the roof from the Pyro of all things. American does light Blake on fire, but exploded immediately, so he will not end up getting that force either. There's more players in behind. A soldier, Sunny, trying to find something, trying to jump out. He will lose his life as well. They do buy some time, some space for help to get on this point, but AGB, one stab, trying to find another, can't quite get it, but the pick onto May is going to prompt a repush.
It's so much time to call AGB there. He's getting away with so much. But yeah, with that stab, May going down means that so much of that pressure to cap is gone. Jacob and AGB will be taken out. Hino finding the counter espionage, but, you know, they don't have any ground. They're just backed up into lobby. Americans trying to repush from ramp, but we've learned in the past that when the ramp repushes from somebody help, do not give them too much. As another push from Shutter going to attempt to come out.
Oh, they flash Nixie. That's amazing.
Yeah, Nixie flash to stay alive as the Uber comes out here. So if Fleeble's able to stay alive for this build time, she will have slide out, but there's only a minute left, and somebody help hasn't capped once.
Yep, 77 though, so even numbers and point advantage for help. They are going to get a kill onto Demento, although Americans will die. Timeless, good snipe onto Joey, but Nixie going to get him one back. Wish will go down to Sunny, so there is small numbers add for help still, but they had to back off point to regroup. You need this capture as fast as possible as the clock is ticking. They have players they're going to need to come out of Shutter. Nixie is still here and still sniping. Wymeo going to go down, looking for another angle, but there's a soldier in the backline. Sunny not going to find what he wants. First capture of the round goes into somebody help, and they will have crits, but they need to hold for a long time.
Right, yeah, and again, that defensive crits can be very tricky to wrangle, just, you know, needing to find people, but yeah, May going down, not gonna be good. So does Timeless. This crits is gonna be probably laser beams onto Caboose. They use now, they take Joey Lemons out immediately. Adam and Carson go down next. Caboose is spraying, crit scattered onto Emily, finds Wish, but AGB takes Fleeble out on the back line. So in spite of all of those kills, that really just comes across as a very elaborate sack from Wish Mode here.
Yeah, and they didn't even get Blake with it because the demo went down for the crit, so it's not even worth it. Like, they're just at full Uber disad now, and now Wish Mode with this full charge, they're going to look to drop off bats and get the final capture that they need to take this map. They're going to get an early kill into Caboose, tried to cheese in the enemy secret, not going to work. They will find Blake, though. Wymeo goes over the roof and shotguns down the enemy medic, so all of a sudden now Wish Mode a bit more disgruntled. They need to try and get things together on the point. They have advantage. It's fine if Help wants to let them cap for now, but then get back, but they're going to get cleaned up. AGB gets a 2K onto American and Fleeble.
Dino just cleared point though with the revolver and doesn't even burn out. Fancy feet on the rockets. Oh my god, Jacob just got his ankles broken.
Yeah, both spies getting tons of work done with the revolver, but Hino, he gives them control of the point for a bit longer. Unfortunately, Blake is up. Fleeble still respawning with the longer spawn timers, so now even with all the chaos that just happened, Wish Mode are still in the prime position to retain this point all the way to 0. Both meds very low on Uber, and neither will have by the time Sunny Help needs to contest here.
Yeah, as great as that play from Hino was, it still ends up with Wish Mode getting the cap, and Fleeble nowhere near crits here. So it's going to have to be a dry fight. 2 players down on both sides, but Blake, Emily finds Blake in the backline. That is a huge, but gonna go down to Wish eventually, but no heals means that somebody help has a window here. Any damage onto Wish will stick, but they're not landing any damage in the first place. AGB's revolver continuing to be a nuisance in that wrangled mini, doing a ton to clear off the point, and even with Emily's hero med pick, it's not going to be enough.
AGB 27 points that round. He had so many revolver kills. He got Fleeble at the end there, right before the final push. He got the sniper. He's just being a nuisance in the backline. And AGB had, you know, a map performance there. He very clearly was MVP of at least that map for the side of Wish Mode. They end up taking Ashville 4-1, and they're at an advantage going into our second map. They're only 1 away from the rematch against MCM.
You wouldn't know it, but AGB only had 6 kills coming into that last round? Then doubled that and pulled out 13.
Yeah, and there's the correct score guesses on your screen. Shout out to Jarrett for getting that one. Shout out to me for getting that one, the 4-1. I predicted it. Although you've been made a fool of. How could you not expect the crits to choose around off them?
How could I not expect the team that ran full-time crits on product last season in playoffs to suddenly lose to it on Asheville? I'm but a simpleton.
These logs make me really sad for one reason. That's that Timeless is top deathing his team. He's just been a victim. It feels like he's just always dead to either AGB, Demento, or Nixie.
AGB has really put Timeless in the box. A bunch of those kills were either B-lines off of mid, which, as you said, you know, they were stabs too, not revolvers. So there is a lack of awareness on Timeless's end there, especially after, the 4th time it happened. But so many of those were spawn kills that just you feel bad for. But for what it's worth, I'm not I'm surprised they took a round in the most pleasant way possible. We mentioned last season in playoffs how great seeing the full-time crits was, just because it turns into a different game, and you can see a lot of different strategies with that. I think that being a Koth map in Wish Mode's favor was kind of made that result a given, even if the score wasn't. I'm really looking for somebody help to, come out a little bit better on Upward here, as this is their map. I still think at heart they're a payload team, especially when Emily cannot, just put the enemy scout in the box, which she can't with Wish. So seeing how they'll come out on the first round here, I think is going to be very important, because if they can set a good time, then I think that they can maybe get a little bit of momentum going.
Yeah, and like we've been talking about this entire time, Wish Mode definitely our favorites tonight. It's really hard to undercut them, say that Somebody Help have a chance at winning the match entirely. But like you said, Upward is a map where they can try to get things done. Yeah, the old BV payload stereotype / storyline is still a thing for a reason. This team been together forever. They're very cohesive. They know how to play stopwatch. It's a shame they can never get steal because it's banned against them in playoffs by the likes of Wish Mode, but this is probably the next best thing for them on that stopwatch list.
Yeah, Wish Mode got was a little bit worried that they're in lower bracket. Couldn't go for the steal match.
Yeah,
they could have steal for good entertainment for all of us, because that would be something I'd be very interested in seeing. But I feel like I think I was out the week that Upward was played. Was Upward week 2 or week 6?
I can check real quick. Looks like Upward was week 6. It was before Steel. It's second last week.
Because I missed both weeks regardless, but I feel like it has been ages since I've been on Upward, since I don't think we've seen it in playoffs.
Wait, no, we casted the bottom 2 teams play Upward, didn't we?
You and Space Ghost casted that.
Yeah, you weren't there.
I had a 6 a.m. call that day, and I just passed out when I got home. So.
Yeah. So you weren't here for that Upward, but this is your chance to see Upward for the first time all season. Congratulations.
Man, almost went the full season without it. That would have made me very happy had I been able to do that.
Yep, instead of Wish Mode deny your wish, or Somebody Help deny your wish, they bring it out here tonight as predictions are now open. Does anyone think in the chat that Somebody Help are going to take a round or even upset Wish Mode here? Go ahead and speak your tongue, see if you can get some prediction points in your pocket. But yeah, as for me, I'm really not sure that I can see Somebody Help winning this map. Like, yes, it is their pick. Yes, I feel like they are stronger relatively here against Wish Mode than they are on Ashville, but it's just so hard to, again, discount the team that did so much work in the regular season, the team with the strength to contest that championship, whereas Somebody Help, again, it's nothing against them. They've done a phenomenal job this season, but they're just not the same caliber of team. So predictions are kind of close right now, 1.2, 1.2. There's a lot of hope for Somebody Help here. I'll give them a round. I think that they might be able to take a round just off of the plays, off of the synergy we know this team has. I'll give them 2-1 in favor of Wish Mode.
I don't want to just echo your prediction. And I don't want to make it a conditional either, but I'm going to. If Timeless can get a crumb, a mere granule of protection from AGB and is allowed to breathe, I think there's the possibility of a half being taken by Somebody Help here. But Ashville has shown to me that crumb is too much to ask for Timeless. Something needs to be done about AGB just playing a claw game and taking Timeless out, like he's getting a prize for it, because that was really, really poor play, when, especially for a team like you were saying in the beginning, right, that is probably basing this pick around their sniper. To let your sniper die that often to a spy is unforgivable in my eyes. So they're really going to need to shape up in that protection field. But, and because, yes, a sniper can protect themselves, but what they're asking of Timeless here is to 1v9.
Carry the game, yeah.
And if you want your sniper to 1v9, you need to give him... You can't let him get, beelined out. If
he
AGB,
should not top death your team.
If AGB cloaks out and stabs Timeless within the first 15 seconds of this round, I'm calling it there.
You see, that's impossible, because the spy's rollout is longer than 15 seconds to get to the sniper.
If he rolls out of his own right spawn... Right, and then jumps off the rocks.
Maybe 10 seconds. Maybe 10 seconds.
I think he can make it in 15. But my point stands, though, right? If I'll say 30. I'll even say 30. If Timeless gets stabbed in the first 30 seconds, that's it. Wrap it up. Go home.
Yeah, we need to see, basically, for somebody to help here, we need to see their win conditions being played to. In this case, we are really, really looking at Timeless to have a good game. May as well needs to do a good job contesting Joey Lemons, especially on places like Hill and on Last, where the Doman spam is going to determine a lot of what team is able to take what space. But for Timeless, they need him to have a good showing here if you're somebody help. Enable the man that got you to playoffs, enable the man that got you your top 3 finish, and let him try and carry the game.
Exactly, and granted, my analogy or my scenario isn't going to work because somebody helps starting on offense. So,
because the opposite team picks sides, that means that Wishmode chose defense here first, which is interesting. Normally, Demento teams they like to choose offense first, don't they?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure RGL home team picks side on all maps.
Really?
I think so, which is something I'm not a huge fan of, as I think giving the team that's not allowed to, or giving the team the lower seed the side choice on their own map. I'm a fan of that, but we're not sure. That being said, though, I've said on cast many times I'm a huge fan of starting defense. Just having that pressure, I think, is so vital to your own push. But since we're going live soon, we've given our preds. Chat's been doing it. Zag, what's your call on the time? I put 11:42 in chat.
For help offense, you think it's 11:42? You think it's going long? Ooh, I think they're going to win a round, right? So I don't know if it's going to be this round or the next round, right? I feel like they're going to take a 9-minute offense here, around 9-10, I'd say. I think they'll get stalled up on 2 points and make about a 9-10. That's maybe defendable, probably not. We see 8:06 is what the average has amounted to in chat, so I'm a bit close to them in that regard. But you think they're going the long way. We'll have to see as the startup time has began. Now we're going to see Wishmode look to set up their defense. Looks everything's standard so far. Engineer built in spawn, the teleporter. Going to be Eureka affecting all the way back as Hyphen to get more metal.
Maybe this is a bit of a spicy take, but I think even if somebody help wins a round, they're not going to cap any faster than 9.
Yeah.
If they win a round, it's going to be off of a long defense, not a fast offense.
I feel that as well, because they need Timeless to pop, so the defense has to be good.
I would love to be proven wrong.
If somebody help can set a Blazer, that would be something we've not seen.
The thing, I'm afraid of somebody help setting a Blazer than just getting blazed right back.
That would be the most anticlimactic thing. There's also the possibility they get hard hold, we never know. It's a definitely thing that could happen with Wishmode on defense here, but with that said, the gates are about to drop. No crit stickies came out here from the defense, so nothing to clear, as now we see somebody help walking up right side, trying to get some damage over hill. Soldier sacking onto the Demo Man, trying to get some damage as more players coming in. Demo Man up over the top, Sunny gets cleaned up, May, American, get mulched by the sentry gun. Nothing too out of the ordinary for their first sack play as Cart moves up to this first gate.
Is Hyphen's gonna a lot further back than normal, or is that just me?
It's interesting. So normally the engineers put it more on the left towards the ground, so it's out of sight lines from the roof. But I guess he figured that the sniper's not going to go roof early, so he can't shoot it early. I think that's fine.
Could just get up there with DH.
Yeah, that's the thing. It has sight line from the roof, so if that gets recognized by Sunny, he can make that play. But instead, looks like they're looking to get another sack going forward. American goes in, they drop Blake! May with some pipes from the top will get that drop onto the enemy medic, and that is surprising. Now we will see, all the help players die, but they got what they wanted, so they're going to spawn up and get this Uber trade going. Not even a trade, the free Uber going.
Step 1 to the Blazer right there is drop that med. And in Blake's defense, Carson was right there, air blasting May back. I don't know if May just, phased through the air blast and Carson didn't hit any reflex, but Nixie goes down but finds May right before he does, so no demo going to be in on this Uber that they will have to take here regardless. Sunny goes down as well, so this Uber's already an 8v7 in favor of the defense. Used in through tracks on a heavy. Carson's doing such a great job stuffing it, yeah. Emily and American going to go forward. Timeless gets taken out of the back line. Amish going to go down, but everyone gets mulched on tracks by Joey and Jacob. So even with the drop, it's not enough for somebody help as May, getting taken out early spells disaster for that Uber.
Where were you when somebody help lost a full Uber v no Uber upward first push? They just weren't able to get space. We saw Demo Man go down, Soldier go down. There's no explosives to get Carson off that corner. He just jiggle peeked into the dispenser, out of the dispenser, getting that heavy backwards. So Carson plays that situation phenomenally, but somebody help. They just didn't have the right tools for the job there with their Dome Man drop. Gun too far back, didn't get sapped as well, so push never going to work for them, and now they're stuck here charging this Uber once again.
That being said, Jacob, Nixie, and Wish all gonna go down in short order. Joey found Timeless, but the spawns are shorter, and oh no, Fleeble healing AGV as it takes out American. Got fooled by the Spee. Will go down. Vengeance found for May, as Caboose has taken up a lot of pressure
kills
on this flank. Yeah, kills are going through. The gun's gonna go down. The backup might have to be called here. Adam, it's super low.
They have Uber. Let's
back up, he's
pop.
eating, and forced onto the sandwiching heavy. That's something you always see. But Hyphen pulls out the glow stick, takes out Caboose. The Uber, though, coming out now. Still not going to find too many kills, but it will be enough to force them out. So the even Uber is apparently stronger than the full Uber ad for somebody help. But 3 minutes through first, and AGB.
He was disguised as a heavy with fists out, I think, and they just didn't expect the fist heavy to be AGB. That's some disguise work right there to get the med pick. No one thought to check him, so that's some real spy work there.
Make it stop,
man. That's the joke play, the classic.
Yeah, and you know, it's been a theme of AGB to feel like getting away with things that maybe you shouldn't have, and it just add another page in the book right there as the old fist heavy disguise showing up in lower bracket finals as this second push is not going well for somebody else.
Yeah, they're getting mulched on this hill. Granted, Fleeble is just sitting back charging with Caboose, so that's all well and good. They do need to get this Uber after all because of that med pick from AGB. So now we are going to see gun being built up outside of the tunnel by the likes of Hyphen. Uber up right now for Blake, and somebody help. They need to show something to break this hill hold. We're 3 minutes through one. With 4 points and upward, we're getting close to Alto's estimation of 11.5 minutes. So if somebody help don't pick up the pace, things are going to get out of hand very quickly.
Joey will go down, so that is a thing to work off of. They're going to lose 3 for it, but with the spawn timers and potentially a telly, but Adam just pushing out a tunnel, going to feed in Caboose. Using the high advantage, Hyphen going to go down as the Ubers will be exchanged on hill. Yet action happening everywhere else but the Ubers, it feels like. As that heavy pick might be something maybe to work off of. Joey has respawned though.
Ooh, a nice airhead shot by Timeless there.
Oh, AGB's on the rock and hasn't been found yet. No. Timeless even bumped AGB and still finds, or Fleeble bumped AGB and Timeless still goes
Something
down.
to note is Hyphen got taken down by the enemy spy, so he hasn't been here to heal his gun, so the gun is going to go down with no engineer to save it. Now we are going to see the hill being taken by somebody help, and this level 3 gun here from Waimea will help them maintain the space. So now they got to get forward, and Nixie getting stabbed by Hino is a good opener. Now we will see Timeless try and flank out and get some angles onto this defense. They are losing players though. Waimea and Hino gonna go down. Wish is the trade, so they have some space. High bomb from Demento over the top, gets the rocket onto Fleeble and drops him even. That is unfortunate, as Demento gonna double up onto American. Big plays from the soldier of Wishbone.
Knight captures B4 check. Jacob just flew in like a chess piece and just kicked Fleeble off the board. As that was just a really, really clean bomb right there. As that I feel bad, but I feel like that 11-minute time might have been a mistake. It's hard to say much, right?
Because this is the expectation of a team that's contesting for the championship, right? We never would expect somebody help to be able to go toe-to-toe with Wish Mode if Wish Mode is playing up to their standards. But the problem is that there's things happening that are preventable from somebody help. The high bump fundamento could be seen and spotted. They could be getting more pressure forward. They could be helping Timeless out more. Either way, now they're going to be looking to push forward. Blake did use Uber late, so Caboose gets picks on Adam and Demento. There is space to look forward. Fleeble and Help want to cap this point without popping Uber if possible, but they might have to 90% for that.
Yeah, Caboose gonna go down though, so no heavy here, no kind of anchor in this push. They are gonna go in on this gun, but the entirety of Wish Mode is playing on the bridge right there, and they're all just playing around Nixie, giving him the Royal Guard that Timeless has not been able to get for a minute this game, it feels like. They're gonna catch Hito out, unable to find the sniper. Sunny's gonna go down as well, Adam peeking forward, and it is just a wake of destruction on this hill right here, as Jacob will finally get taken out for the return frag, but just no ability to gain ground at all for somebody help here.
Nixie posted up on that B platform, angling, looking for something He will try and get the outside angle. He might catch Timeless by surprise. Instead, will end up dropping down. And Uber is popped aggressively by the defense here. Blake trying to go forward, trying to get on Fleeble. There's a spy doing damage. Fleeble, 1 HP. Wish easily going to clean that up every time. Gets that medic pick. And now they are going to back up and keep their players alive. Hyphen Nixie will go down. As well as Carson Wish. There's actually a lot of kills coming in as Emily and Sunny get some cleanup, but the medic is still alive. They may be able to get the second point off it, though, with Hino sapping this gun here. And he will get that off in time, get some help from his team, and that will be the second capture. It's very over-aggressive from Wish mode, but they do get the med pick, so they will be able to hold on third with advantage. 7-24.
If somebody help pulls out the 11-42, I think that'll be a small victory for them, given the
at this point. Yeah, 7:24. That's a time that some teams push the entire map on, so not the fastest pace for somebody to help. As Demento gonna fall on Fleeble's head. Unfortunately, not gonna be able to swivel his head fast enough. AGB is in behind, calling it these players. Adam left alone on catwalk, being chased down by Sunny. Heavy
AGB.
gonna go down. Yeah, not gonna find that pick as Hino trying to look for anything. Not gonna find picks right now. As now Cap point stalls out a bit. Cart gets to that first bend. Neither man has Uber quite yet, so we're gonna charge for a bit longer. Somebody help trying to make things work. First try would be optimal. It's not likely.
Yeah, not only is 7:24 a time that some teams push the entire map in, first and second are the easier 2 points here.
Yeah,
really.
they are.
As we move into third now, and they're getting the card up the first ramp, so that's, that's step one, right? Should be able to get it to the second one fairly easily. American will go down though, and Jacob gonna really try it. So they do go 1 for 1 here. American spawns up, and they'll have the slight numbers that they are gonna use in here. Sticky's onto the gun, will take it out, not even wrangled by Hyphen there. Adam gets taken out on the side by Sunny as well. Sunny has a really solid flank here,
Yeah,
playing
he has
back
bucket.
into Spiral.
Yeah, there's a lot of room right now for help to work with. They have control of the corner, which is really big.
Wish chased out Sunny though, so that flank element will not be there. Just right up with the buff and shot him in the back as AGB gets taken out, but there's American just walking in to the entire combo.
He's making some space for the capture. The cap is almost at the final hill. There's a sniper scoped on it as people dying in the side. Wish gonna chase down his 5k onto Fleeble. They're trying to get to the car now. Carson gets there in time to put this engineer off the edge. Okay, Wymir was safe, but then walked into the pit. We'll pretend that never happened. But either way, Cart stopped at the final hurdle up that hill, and Blake gonna be at almost full Uber advantage right now for the defense. So, very successful series of events at the end for Wish mode.
Finding Blake though, that is gonna be, the most important kill of this fight, all things considered. Being able to find that defensive medic. Fleeble on 25%, so either they can overwhelm them with the heal advantage now, or potentially just build up this Uber, push later. At this point, I don't think the time's gonna be that much more meaningful, as they will find Wish as well. So, this point looks like it will go in their favor eventually. AGB putting a lot of
You know why he did that? He did that
check.
because he went to spawn camp Timeless, but Emily came back to escort Timeless and found him. So that's at least a good adaptation from somebody help here. They know they need to protect the sniper. They know AGB is targeting him down, so he's just question marking that good play. So now we will see offense help pushing into tiles. This is a good position to take early, as they do have 50% Uber ad now, so they might be able to do something here with all this space, but Nixie shuts down that opposing Demo Man. Timeless gets a bit of revenge on him, but without the Demo Man, it's really hard to pop and get the sentry gun. Oh,
Yeah.
but Enforcer!
Yeah, the Enforcer will take it out. The Uber has not been used yet either. Going in through main. Caboose just dropping down, fighting the enemy combo, trying to cross. Adam and Wish gonna be taken out. There's only 3 up on the side of Wish mode right
Get
here.
the spawn shutter!
And we need to get on the spawns here. As numbers coming out from up top. Carson and AGB. Carson looking to go for the debt jump, maybe. But Hito's on him, not able to stop him. Carson going in, gonna air blast the heavy off of it. Stalls the card as the Uber gets popped out. Gives time for spawners to come up from Wish mode. But American on cart gets a flash, so he won't die. Cart gonna go in.
11 minutes!
11:03.
Hey,
I think someone pulled 11:04 in chat, so...
We mentioned it'd be a small victory if after their first 2 points they got 11 minutes. That is technically true. This was faster than we expected for the back half. They did a very good job taking care of snowballing third after they got a very good early push, and they snowballed fourth beautifully. We saw Caboose, great drop down play. They got on the spawn shutter, they enforced the gun down. Last 2 points were phenomenal from somebody help. Unfortunately, that push was completely sullied by them taking 7.5 minutes through first and second. If the easier 2 points on the map were closer and better played by help, this would have been a phenomenal time, but Unfortunately, he can't do a job halfway, almost doesn't cut it. So, defending the 11-minute time, not technically impossible, but also not very likely as Wish Mode gear into their first offensive upward.
Is Masha's with Wolves and Michael 224, both within 6 seconds, 3 seconds for Masha's. So came in with I think an 11-minute guess right there. So good work on those Preds. Zag, I'm gonna ask you again. What time is Wish Mode gonna set here?
They only need 11 minutes, 4 and 11 minutes. I think this is going to be 7. I think they're only going to miss one push. As now early sack comes in, high bomb from Joey Lemons, no parachute, but will immediately pipe down Wymeo. So engineer pick, that's not bad. The gun can get shot here by AGB. And he escapes the grasp of the pyro for now. Looks like he wants to go teleporter and sap that, which either way, that's fine. Now Soldier going high, trying to go on top of Timeless. Oh my god. How do you counter that though if you're Timeless? Like he's high bombed so far into the sky and just sinks 2 rockets on you. I guess you ask for beam, you ask for something, but they're not able to help him at all. Although, why are you on the respawn? We'll get the sapper off. Early trade here coming out from Wish Mode. They don't force the Uber though. There's no damage being dealt, so kind of a lackluster Uber. They're going to lose Joey. They're going to lose Nixie. A bit fast, and now free Uber from Something Help, trying to get whatever kills they can. Jumping deep in. They will get Adam on the back end, but not going to find the medic. Blake now 10% ad. Won't be anything too major, but solid start for Somebody Help.
Yeah, they held off the Uber, but I feel like losing Timeless is just... That caused me spiritual damage watching that happen right there, so... It wasn't AGB killing Timeless within the first 30 seconds, but it still happened. And
now
there
it's
is
Nixie
now landing the SVS, so that's excusable. That is an aim diff right there, as AGB will eventually get down Neo's teleporter as well, just increasing the spawn of Timeless right there. Nixie answering on to Sunny as well, so 2 down. Jacob's jump gonna be denied by that gun. But again, AGB coming in, accidentally gets the knife melted there.
That's why I
Probably
hate this
finds the kill
bicycle.
anyway.
Bicycle does that to you sometimes, as now offense gonna have this Uber 95 for Fleeble. Can they get in time and save players? Looks like Blake gets skyboxed by some good stickies, as now defense Uber comes out. American the only casualty, as they're gonna clean up Wish, they're gonna clean up Nixie and Carson. So a lot of frags going in favor of Help on this defense. It's a 4v6 right now in favor of Help. They're gonna choose to get out with their lives, get out with their medic and engineer. So, you know, they got the kills, they got out. It's fine. They got 2 minutes off the clock, which only 40 seconds less than what Wish Mode got off them, but they have a lot more leeway on 3rd and 4th, so it's not a bad pace.
Yeah, and they do want to point out AGB found Timeless in the back of that post Uber again, which is possibly why, you know, that backup was called despite some frag advantages, because you don't have the sniper to deny the ground. That being said, we do move into the second hole here, and if Somebody Help is able to milk a couple minutes off of this, I might start to believe.
Yeah, they need more than 1 hold on this hill, but we know Demento teams are experts at breaking the upward hill hold. AGB has decloaked, gonna force people out of the window, so now looks like Help have backed up. They gave up the hill immediately, and as a result, Timeless is all alone. Gets sniped out by Nixie, so now advantage in favor of Help, and a 2K from AGB onto Caboose and Sunny. Gets a sap on the gun as well, and will force a ton of kills and the free Uber charge. Things aren't looking good for Help to hold second for more than at least 30 seconds.
Really makes you think about how good of a job MCM did last week shutting down AGB.
Yeah, he's a very elusive spy with a lot of tricks up his sleeve.
You know, comparing.
He's gonna smoke his Timeless in the middle of his entire team.
Gets his knife melted in the middle of the entire team. Timeless doesn't unscope. They don't kill him in time. I don't like that.
You can't win the game.
That's not good gameplay.
You can't win the game as Help if you let that happen, and it looks like Wish Mode are going to look to agree with that, as now full Uber charge, pushing up this cart with the ×5, the fastest it can go. Going to look to move players up to the Uber charge. They know they have a small ad, not sure if they're going to be able to go off of it, as Hino will end up going down, can't actually call the push for his team, but with AGB going in, he's going to look to find yet another pick. Going to try and decloak Bucket, it looks like. Anything he finds would be good.
He's able to get a kill here. No, gonna be caught out.
That's really hard to get through there.
As, Wish almost got knocked into the pit, but will be able to jump back onto it. Adam in Shithouse, gonna find Timeless. And
Uber, though.
Yeah, Ubers will get popped out, but without the sniper, as,
the counter pyro!
Great surf by May to make sure he doesn't end up in the pit there. As, the big thing, though, is that Timeless did go down in the
Nixie's free reign.
So free reign for Nixie, and no one to long range deny this cart. So despite the fairly well-played Uber, it's not going to be enough. That being said, Timeless has respawned. Will take Wish off of Cart.
Good
and
arrow.
there is Emily.
Good arrows.
But Adam getting arrow tanked on Cart. Emily's probably like, I just hit that guy 480 and he didn't die. What's wrong with me?
Yeah, and with that, there's a man advantage for Wish Mode. Adam's going to go into Shithouse once again and go off this heavy head glitch. It's so hard to deal with. They're going to send a banner at him. We wouldn't talk about that at all, but Sunny building up a banner for the defense is very, very strong. Going to be able to clear out Adam from that position with it and have some more time on the defense. Ubers are even, so they will have in time to defend this as Scout going to get this cart up the final hill to try. AGB finally gets revenged on by Timeless as Uber exchange about to come in.
Timeless finding height from the beginning of this too. And lots of kills, all going somebody helps way in the pre-Uber here. Already a 9v6 here, right? As the Ubers are fading, Caboose still with great positioning in Bend as well. So somebody help managing to hold on to this.
Yep, and I like what Hino's doing. He's kind of scoping the car out. He's calling Adam going in Shithouse. AGB gets cleaned up. Adam gonna get collapsed on thanks to the info from Hino. So 3 men down for Wish Mode. Those sacks didn't help as now Nixie, good pick onto Sunny, gonna deny that banner building. Timeless gets him one back though.
Indeed, and again, just being able to maintain this, keeping the sniper advantage up is big. Even though the trade, goes in favor of the offense there for
Hino knife melted, he's dead.
Yeah, the sniper staying up is still big though, just because the ground that he can deny may be worth more than one player.
Speaking of, taking down that 2x cap threat on Wish, so Adam gonna go Shithouse once again. AGB going for Decloak, gets caught. High above from Demento, what will he find? Tries to land in behind. One rocket, he can't get the kill. Fleeble will force this Uber though. That's a good play by Demento. His high bombs are impeccable actually. He goes so high no one can see him and he always gets free picks because of it, and that force is gonna be exactly what his team needs to break this third hold.
If you're not yet a ghoul who's signed their life away to competitive tier 2 like we have, one of the most important things I was ever told in running this game is that no one looks up. As Jacob coming in again from orbit finds Timeless in the back line. No sniper here. That may be the sniper pick that breaks the camel's back here. As Nixie gonna take Neo out as well, so that wrangled gun not gonna have anything. Ramp, the cart finally gets up the ramp. Lots of frags coming in though,
HG. Oh, Nixie has it anyway.
Yeah. Wish staying alive with that buff will eventually be able to take cart in. So, 4 minutes left for last. It's already been 7 minutes, so
yep.
They've beaten
exceeded my
Zach's
expectations. Yeah.
I didn't say one, but my time probably would have been shorter. So
the problem is they're losing players, and Feeble gets caught on the retreat at 95 from Nixie. So no Uber for this defense. That's what they backed out of third for with what players they could, but they didn't have enough players, and now they're stuck in spawn. AGB spawn camps Wymeo, saps that sentry gun. Emily, Sunny will go down. Demento continuing to put in tons of work as now Nixie is up in tiles holding the spawn. So it wasn't 7 minutes, it might be 8 minutes.
Yeah, Nixie finding the SVS onto Timeless. Jacob's gonna jump top left, and that will be the first
7.5 minutes
going over. So.
Exactly 7:30. Exactly 7:30. So that's about what we were expecting from Wish Mode. They are favored here. We saw some good play out of Somebody Help. There was some rays of hope. Their third defense went well until Demento hit the Nene on their heads, but either way, that's what we're expecting. 1-0 for Wish Mode, and it's gonna take improvement from Help here. If they can do better on first and second, honestly, I would not count them out.
Yeah, because I think they have the swings, right? If they can just not make a mistake for long enough, because I think this team is fairly decent at not making mistakes. One of their weaknesses, I feel, that's always been is that they're just not proactive enough, right? They have very low variance for good and for bad. And that's why, I'm saying if they win, they're still not going to cap faster than 9 minutes because they're going to be playing slow and they're going to be playing steady. It's just, you can't play as slow and as rough as they did on second. That's really where the war was won, as it were. For
Timeless gets top death again. 21 deaths, more than Sunny, who's doing a ton of bombing. It's so hard if you're Somebody Help to win games when the player who you're relying on to put in a ton of work for your team is just getting spawn camped. Spy Soldier constantly on his head. I want to see his death. Can you look at his death spread for me, Alto, and tell me what class he's getting killed by? Because it feels like of the 21, at least 10 half are Spy and Soldier.
You are correct. It's exactly 10.
Yeah, that's
so
what
8 from Spy, 2 from Soldier, 7 from Sniper.
Yeah, and how many SVS did you win, by the way? I just want to know the SVS.
SVS, well, he died 7 times, Nixie died 4, so it was 7-4 in Nixie's favor.
Yeah, and some of the SVSing you can say snipers like sniper's duty, where if they're losing it, they're just off. Sometimes his team is getting more pressure, more help, more spy calls, but either way, Timeless needs to be enabled more. And granted, it's hard for Sniper to kind of make space pushing upward first and second, right? But you just have to do these things. You need Timeless to be popping off for your team. Even with 21 deaths, he's still second fragged his team, only behind Scout. Like, he's having a good game. He's just dead too much.
And you say it's not easy for a sniper to, really gain ground on first and second. You know what's even harder for a class to gain ground on first and second? Engineer. Perhaps your engineer guards your sniper so that half of AGB's kills aren't freebies onto Timeless.
That is true. That would be a very good thing for them to look into here. A good investment. They'd maybe get some return from it. As now we're going to be swapping sides for the second half. Wish Mode going to be taking the offense first. Keep in mind the previous time was 7.5 minutes. That's pretty good for Upward. It's probably around average, maybe slightly. Yeah, I'd say 7.5 is pretty average for Upward at this point, because that represents getting stalled at pretty much 1 point, kind of hard, which is what normally happens.
Right, and we are live in just a few seconds here. So, Zag, I'll go first this time. I'm going to say 6-17.
You think they're improving?
Yes.
Honestly, I feel like with time to talk about how to help Timeless, he popped off on defense at the end there. We saw him on third rail with tons of headshots, and he didn't even get a chance on fourth. And fourth is the strongest sniper point on the map, arguably, or at least top 2. So I feel like if they're able to put in any more thought into helping Timeless, they'll actually get a better defense here. I'm gonna say 8 minutes, 8:05.
I feel like even if they do help Timeless more, Wishmode looked pretty disorganized pushing third.
Yeah, third was weak for them, but they were fine on the other points. It's, some things may go better, some things may go worse. I feel like around the ballpark is good, though.
If I'm MCM, I'm looking at that third and, I'm licking my lips.
Yeah, like, potential pick.
That's interesting. 'Cause normally, that's a point where I would have expected a little bit tighter play from Wishmode, to be honest. Where their entire defense was really, really good, and then most of their offense was very solid as well. But just that third point, just a couple few too many people running in and dying off cooldown. It felt like it was just a constant 9v7 in favor of somebody help. And if they can curtail that feeding, I think even, potential more protection for Timeless isn't going to matter, but...
Okay, Cameron Caboose, he's now aiming at the sky. He's pre-firing Jacob's high bomb. Okay, Joey gonna go over the top. He gets skyboxed for a second time. Throwing up some stickies will get cleaned up, not doing too much right away, as now Demento trying to spy check the behind. I want to see where he's going to go, because we saw him high bomb Timeless immediately. Caboose is up there this time. Will he be able to find anything?
No Galaxy Bomb from Jacob yet. Although
he found the spy. He predicted Hino was standing, and he was getting chased down. That's a spy main's intuition there from Demento.
It's always fun tip, kids. Go look at your opponent's STVs before the scrim and find where their spy deflates, and then make them think you're walling and put them on tilt before the game. As the Ubers do get traded out here, gonna be a bit more pressure gained from somebody help here. Joey Lemons pencil jumping just to survive. Will end up winning, but Nixie finds Timeless in the SVS. That is going to be the big thing here. Finding May right thereafter, and the dominoes start to fall.
Headshot! Sunny goes down with his banner in tow, and with those 3 big kills, those are the only 3 kills they needed. Only those 3 kills went off from Nixie, and Wishmode were able to take the point off it. So SVS solely swinging that first point. So unfortunately for Timeless, there's not really much he can blame there, other than the SVS wins. So we'll have to see now if Sunny Hope are able to stabilize at all as Wishmode take this hill.
Yeah, and without any sort of really forward pressure here, they are playing back on the bridge, which is the correct play here, but kind of difficult to stop the momentum that somebody or Wishmode
Hino is so sad. He's getting spotted out by Demento twice now, as Nixie, a second consecutive SVS win onto Timeless, showing up big. He didn't like my claim at the start of the show that Timeless was #1 sniper this season, that's for sure.
Jacob bumped his head going for the sky bomb, gets a buff, and then does it again despite the fact that they left about 15 seconds ago just to prove that he can.
Yeah, he's gonna do it again on third watch. As 2 points in 1:55. So far, your 6-minute prediction is looking better than my 8-minute prediction, but We'll have to see if this moment can continue. This is where Wish Mode got stalled out last time. We'll have to see if Somebody Help can stabilize once again. Nixie finally gets killed this round. Sunny's gonna rocket his head twice, so some time right now for Somebody Help to make up.
The way my
There's
camera
no
was set up.
AGB box in front of him!
But AGB will find Caboose, but American able to blast Adam off the cliff as the double skybomb's coming in. Fleeble kiting back to last will keep her life, but that is a lot of pressure gone right here. Thankfully for them though, no one on cart. So third was a bit of a struggle for Wishmode last time, and it doesn't seem to have been going any smoother right now.
Yeah, they don't have the Uber Force. We saw Nixie finally get stabbed by Hino there, so Hino putting in a bit of focus. And now Timeless with the disadvantage, gonna walk out with some confidence, take down Wish. Cart about to get up this first hill, the easiest hill to get up, but still a crucial milestone, as now you can realistically trade your Uber and the cart can get some time, and that's what they're gonna do.
Using out on the corner here, May popped up early. The Uber will catch him as he falls down.
Joe's dead.
Yep, the only kill so far, as Adam now rotating into shit has
Banner.
AGB scouting it out, but yeah, Banner comes out here. Nixie's not able to headshot anyone. Adam in Shithouse gonna get a kill onto American. We'll go down eventually though, and the kills are in favor of Somebody Help right now. So maintain this hold, they will. But Nixie's back up, scoping down Choke right here. And if he's able to find Timeless, that's going to be a lot of pressure gone.
Both snipers now taking as many buffs as they can. Hino unfortunately will not be able to find the sniper this time, as now it looks like the majority of Wishmode are kind of edging towards this tracks area. They're at 67%, Fleeble about the same, so we'll have to see who decides to go first. It looks like they're trying to walk up left side. Demento bombs up onto Catwalk as Adam, again, going to take this crucial shithouse position. 85%, 90, and Nixie surprising Timeless on the tracks angle, and a second onto Waimyo. SVS is deciding so much here as Ubers are about to get popped out.
Yeah, I wouldn't even pop if I'm Somebody Help here and pop their
Somebody Help might have to leave.
Up into
they
tiles.
lost too many.
Yeah. Too many drop right there. The classic upward third. We were fine until everyone died simultaneously.
Timeless has 1 point on the scoreboard. That one
going
pick.
for the flank up the stairs here. No one's watching him. Oh, they know that.
He's too far back. He's too far back.
Not on the Thomas Lav as yeah, people will back up towards the back of
Thomas is dead again to
boxes,
SVS. He's still stuck on 1 point. He's just not feeling it this round, and it might be the last of his season. We will see now. Both meds on full Uber charge. A lot of players in staging area right now. There are players underneath for Somebody Help. They have Scout trying to get some space, find some players, but right now we're just awaiting Wishmode's eventual push.
I feel like Nixie might have heard you said Timeless was the best sniper in the div.
That's what I said. That's what I said. Yeah. He didn't like that statement, out to prove something for himself here tonight, putting on a performance as now Wishmode are grouping in Spiral. It looks like they want to Uber through front Spiral, which is kind of abnormal, but they are going to immediately get caboose.
Yeah, great reflex
they dropped
in there. He hit so many rockets in there. American will answer back onto Jacob and Carson, but with Blake staying alive far back in spawn away from harm, that's just the sack wave, and they're able to drop. I believe that was a drop, right?
Yeah, they dropped them. You just can't let that happen if you're somebody else. They just walked in through front tiles and got tons of kills in that drop. That just should not happen. Pyro should be there, Soldier should be there, someone should be calling the full push on that window, and instead, nothing came about it for Somebody Help. Wishmode took everything they wanted, including the enemy medic, so now they're able to get players up. They will lose Wish and Joey, and no Scout demo means kind of hard to push for now. Offensive Sentry will catch Emily off guard, and we'll have to wait for some player respawns, but things are firmly in Wishmode's court right now with this Uber. He doubled his points.
If Waimyo was Spamfest, she would have, after that sack wave dropped everyone, would have Sentry jumped over to boxes and dropped the telly down, so that someone could have telly back in. But Uber coming out from lower, you don't see that every day, is Carson getting up in Spiral, pushing Caboose into the corner here. Sticky's getting in pretty deep as well. Unfortunately, though, they're not going to be able to continue the spawn camp, but kills come over onto Hino and Neil right there. So Adam's still pushing up from lower, putting the angle there onto the spawn as the cart is moving up a lot. Nixie finds Emily. Good to take out one of those main classes. Caboose up on top left, shooting down on cart as the Uber gets popped up, but there's a level 2 in main that's going to eat up most of the Uber. Blake has now a 30% ad.
Nixie
as
is
the last push
posted.
continues, and Nixie finds Timeless. Get posted in upper. Gonna take out American next.
No one
He
can
don't
get
find
there.
the counter espionage, but it's not enough.
640.
638. I'll take that
30
what's that,
seconds
21 div?
Yeah, 20, about 20 something seconds, 20 odd seconds, but yeah, that is faster than their first time, courtesy of a lot of SVS wins by Nixie into kill streaks that just let them get points for free. We saw it on first, we saw it on third, where Nixie pretty much solo won the point for them. And granted, yes, the rest of the team came in afterwards, but with stopwatch defense, if you lose players, you just lose the space, and with no space, you can't hold. So, with that, again, 638, fast speed for Wish Mode, probably above our average of upward across the board. So, now, prime position to close things out here. Take the 2-0 and rematch MCM next week.
Gotta give a shout out to Michael in chat. Over the two Preds that I checked, I'm not sure what I didn't see what if there were Preds for the Wish Mode offense, but over the two that I've checked, it's been a combined 8 seconds off in both halves combined for both of the first offenses. So those are some good guesses.
Yeah, and but I want to point something out. We've said AGB's name tons of times throughout the match. He's been playing phenomenally. He only had 6 points that round. Wish Mode pulled off 6.5 minute push without AGB really doing much. So, you know, a lot of players stepping up, namely Nixie doing a ton of work, and they just have so many threats that are able to win games for them. The same really can't be said about Help, where, yes, they have a few really good players, but how often do you think, you know, we're going to call people's names other than Emily, Timeless, Caboose? It's just a lot less to do. And the offense
crits! Let's go! Okay, we're getting a little silly here.
Yeah,
just
they got Joey,
silly,
but not much else.
It worked, you know, it got them around on Asheville. I can't knock it too much. When you're losing this, you gotta try something different. I think that's definitely the move. Fortunately, as we said, only gonna find Joey. They do not even get Blake's Uber, which is arguably the bigger loss there, as if he was able to force, they could repush with the faster crits, but him maintaining that Uber, they're gonna have to rebuild again and try it again.
He's trying to revolve. He forces the med with the revolver. So Hino does a really great job there, getting a pick and a force. So Kleeble now with the crits is going to have a pretty big advantage to work off of.
That is the missing component, you know, of that push right there. And 5.5 minutes, though, not a lot of time. So there is not any time to waste. That was already one failed, you know, not Uber necessarily, but use, right? One failed charge, we'll say. And when you're pushing against a 6-minute time, you really only get one, maybe two of this.
Yeah, and they're going to be looking to one-shot this. Emily, unfortunately, gets butter knife down as Timeless finally activated onto Blake, hits that medic headshot. So this should be a free take. They use the crits for free, try to get whatever they can, but not many more kills actually coming for Help. They're going to get wiped on the recontest. Carson getting 3 kills, 2 of the fire and 1 of the reflected rockets. So in a situation where they have no medic and full crits disad, Wish Mode hold.
Not like this. Not like this. Not, you know, flattering gameplay. Ooh, that sticky trap that
almost
Joey put up almost just found Timeless. As Jacob going in deep will get some good damage off, but goes down for an American. The next one to fall as Caboose up on the cliff spot. Gonna get some good damage off, but AGB absconds with another pick onto Timeless. It's been a buffet for him this entire time. All you can stab. As they're resetting up on first, and only 3 minutes left. There's 3 minutes left on the normal clock for them to push first, but only 4 minutes for the entire map. Things are looking increasingly grim for somebody Help.
They can still get this push. Again, they're going to have crits add. It's 20%. They look to go forward. As Hyphen goes down, which means the sentry gun not going to be long for this world. You know, going to go for the stab instead of the sap. It does get shot. One rock, one sticky takes down Carson. A second going for snipes, trying to find things, but good kiting from Blake there to stay around the corner. And they get Uber just in time. Unfortunately, they lost so many players. Somebody Help's advantage there will net them this point and help them force the enemy Uber. A lot of damage coming through from the sniper spy. Fleeble gonna go down as Nixie stood in during a 1v4 Uber and just got the enemy medic. That just ruins your momentum, especially because you don't have any room to bear.
It's the Waterson right there.
Yeah.
Going in.
Emily does chase down kills though, gets the one onto Nixie and Blake, so the round isn't over yet technically, right? Fleeble's gonna still have advantage because of that Blake pick. They can still push cart. That's it, push cart. Push cart.
On hill. Oh, there's so many people in tunnel, they can't.
Yeah, Adam does a great job there, realizing that all they need to do is stall cart for a bit longer. Finally does get cleaned up. Spy on cart, not gonna find much as Wish gonna go down. So now cart finally getting moving for somebody Help. 3 minutes for 3 points. It's still not technically impossible. They need more kills. They need more picks. They need more cart time. And they're gonna look to get here in just a second. Gun is set up, but they almost have this crits once again.
You know what they need more of, Zag? They need more cowbell.
They do.
The only thing that can cure this is the
Crits
comes out. They're gonna find Nixie. About as good of a kill as you can get. That's not a med right there. I was like, was that a crit flare gun that came out?
Oh, like a Hyphen gun's going down.
Yeah, oh no, they do. Yeah, they do get Hyphen with this thing. So the gun will go down. That will be the second cap. 2.5 minutes.
It's still technically doable.
Yeah,
I keep saying it.
Losing the scout there means that they're not going to have ×3, and that Timeless has to stay on card and can't get any forward pressure. So HEB managing to find a high value pick even when it's not Timeless, and then gets Caboose out on spawn, I'm pretty sure anyway. So insult to injury right there. Again, I think the entire cap time for Upward as a map is about 220. So it is possible, but again, they need to keep this ×3 going. Timeless needs a big pick right about now, and finds one onto Joey Lemons, generating out of the ether right there. One more as they are just stacking card. I don't hate this approach.
Yeah, especially because critzing from tracks is way easier for a Demo Man than critzing from the normal walk-up, right? So if they can get a crits pick onto any big target, Pyro, maybe even Medic, anything they can get to help them cap this point would be big, but there is a gun and a sniper staring them down. We'll have to see. They're going to pop crits. Timeless first casualty, and the Uber gets popped. They get Wish, they get Adam, but they need more. They need more pressure on the cart. There is a ×3 on it, but they get cleaned up by Joey Lemons, and a third onto Caboose. Insult to injury there. And now, with no one pushing the cart in a minute and a half, they need to get back here fast.
They're able to crest the hill with that, then we might have a round on our hands.
Spy,
HEB coming in, just... He's playing this like a lobby, man.
Yeah, getting activated. Now a minute left on the clock. Again, still technically within mathematical possibility, but not practically anymore because there's Uber advantage, there's players on tracks, and Wish Mode are intent on holding this point.
Indeed they are, yeah. No need to give this up. There's enough time that they can full commit on this. Pad their stats, and they're still they're still likely to, you know, not even have to worry about the cart entering last right there. 50 seconds left on the clock. Caboose is gonna take the gun, and I mean...
Yeah, they're getting third, right? Okay, cart is still possible.
Mathematically?
Still possible! ×3 it all the way.
Here's how somebody help can still win.
They get Nixie early.
Jacob's gonna jump up, but he's gonna find Timeless, and that's gonna really hurt this potential
Yeah, they need
miracle
chain
here.
kills. Unfortunately, not gonna be able to get some as Fleeble. Demento ends their chances, dropping that crits from Fleeble, and now into full Uber charge. All they need to do is right-click with their medic out on cart, and it is gonna be a win for Wish Mode. If anything weird happens, we'll have to see, but again, 12 seconds left. They can't get the cart. Here's the right-click, successfully done by Blake. Excellent job. And with that, cart is gonna get cleared. One more player to get off it. Waimea will get bottled by Joey Lemons to end the season for Somebody Help, and there is the 2-0 in favor of Wish Mode. They're going to be going into the grand finals to rematch MCM for a season 11 title.
Indeed they will, and you know, I think would have loved to have seen Somebody Help put up a little bit more of a fight here, but I think this is a bit of a good refresher, right, of how dominant Wish Mode can be, so that if we go into the finals next week and you see MCM competing with Wish Mode, you can know that MCM would have done the same thing as well. And it just, you know, Somebody Help feels like the... I feel so bad for saying this, but almost like the Krillin of playoffs, just to put everyone else's power level in perspective, because Somebody Help is not a bad team. Against all of the other teams in Invite, they played really solidly, and again, they're not a team that makes a lot of mistakes. But not making mistakes, you know, playing not to lose is not enough to win against teams that are truly great, like Wish Mode and MCM are.
Yeah, logs on your screen, it doesn't really matter that much. Like, yeah, May had a phenomenal game, by the way, 15-4 with 500 DPM, but in the end, it's a team difference, right? Like, we called certain players' names out a lot tonight. People making big players on Wish Mode. Some people were having a rough time sometimes on Somebody Help, and in the end, this is just a team expected for greatness. They're trying to win the championship versus Somebody Help, a team who we weren't sure were even going to make playoffs come the final week of the season, and the difference is shown. It's apparent. Somebody Help can hang their heads high. They came out clutch against Yi last week to guarantee a top 3 finish. That is a shiny third place RGL medal and a cut of the prize pool. Good season for the likes of Somebody Help. I'm sure they're going to be proud about this one. They probably didn't even have too many expectations of tonight. Getting around, honestly, was pretty fun. Seeing them pull out that crits, that's definitely a high moment.
Yeah, that is one of the more memorable rounds I can recall. You could really tell Wish Mode was caught off by it. And one of the things that we've always said about Demento teams is that they are very adaptable, right? And it was cool to get to see that live, because it wasn't like they just came in ready and, you know, they were like machines waiting for. No, you saw them get caught out by it. It proves
Yeah,
that
they showed weakness.
Yeah, I mean, granted, we know that from last week, right? They did lose after all, so they're definitely mortal. But it goes to show that even then, they still are fallible. It's just that they're good enough to pick themselves back up and not have their mental shatter after one lost round to a team that they may not have expected to drop a round to, and they say, all right, yeah, they got one over on us, but they're not going to get another.
Yeah. And that's exactly the kind of gameplay adaptation mentality we want to see out of a team competing in the grand finals next week. So that's going to be a banger of a rematch. Those of you who missed last week's cast, MCM and Wish Mode, highly recommend you go watch that as a refresher, a preview into what we are in for next week with our grand finals matchup.
I want to see if we can get another combined 3k healing per minute from the meds. Because Casper and Blake did that last week, and I think that might be a first in Highlander history. I feel like if two meds both breaking 1,500 heals per minute, and just... I'm only bringing that up because my mind thought of that when I'm thinking of, as you said, going to be a great match. Just lots of really high-level gameplay. A lot of, kind of the mistakes we were calling out somebody help for, not expecting those to happen as much. Every single fight is going to be hard won, and it's going to be off of, really, really good plays, or at the very least we can hope if it's anything like last week.
Yeah, and keep in mind that since Wish Mode are coming from the lower bracket, if they manage to win next week, that's a bracket reset. I can't even remember the last bracket reset we had in Highlander. Was it an AD season, perhaps?
I don't think there's been an invite bracket reset.
There might not have been ever.
I know in Season 8 Challenger, DCMC bracket reset on... I don't know if they were Froggyland at the time. It was SAR's team that turned into Froggyland, where they pulled off a bracket reset. And I remember that was the first one in RGL. And I don't believe any others have happened since then, as Challenger was removed and Advanced has been single elim with 6 teams. So I think that might be it. But yeah, we are looking at a very real chance of a bracket reset. I know KMD and DK pulled one back in UGC a while ago. And then there was one from, that was probably season, 22, 23? And then I know there was a bracket reset back in season 11 for MTS versus Street Hoops.
Your history on this is a lot more in-depth than mine. I don't remember half the stuff, even though I played during the seasons where this happened. But yeah, we won't drone on too much about Highlanders history. It's plenty out there documented if you guys are interested. But yeah, next week is going to be a banger. Make sure you guys tune back for that. In the meantime, we have a merch announcement. Make sure you type !merch in the chat. RGL to check out our new merch. It rotates every season, so we have some new designs all the time for you guys to look at. We have great t-shirts, posters for you to check out and purchase. All proceeds go towards RGL's hardworking staff. We have our graphics team getting a cut of it, Dolphin as well, and us too. So if you enjoy our casting, if you enjoy RGL, and if you enjoy Highlander, again, !merch in the chat to check out those designs.
I'm actually really glad you mentioned the rotation, because I believe, and I got a little heated with Exa in the staff Discord about this not being properly communicated last time, but as I believe the merch is on a seasonal rotation, and we are more than 4 months into the season, I think it's likely to change soon. So if you're, a fan of any of these designs, be it, the overgrown sniper rifle, the minimalist product, you're, on a little bit on the shitposty side, and you want the Weezer shirt, or God forbid you haven't showered in 2 weeks and you want the Spy Main shirt, then I don't know when they're gonna rotate out. I'm gonna throw an @Exa to maybe communicate that. Do a little bit better than the next time, but those likely are gonna be gone soon. So be sure to pick those up if you like them, and if these aren't to your taste, then hopefully we may have some more designs soon. But we also want to give a shout out to the RGL LAN coming up.
Yeah, but that's when the designs are going to change. I believe Dolphins communicated that to us. And all the proceeds from our merch also does help to fund that LAN. So if you like supporting TF2, you can do that. And we'll be bringing that LAN to you guys shortly. I'm not sure if there's a date announcement quite yet, but do look forward to that. It looks like it's going to be the 6th and the 7th in August. So that's a couple months out. We have summer to go through. But yeah, so look forward to that shortly. We do have that newly announced announcement, I should say. So Yeah, RGLgg, again, support TF2 if you do like it, and thank you for always checking out our streams. In the meantime, we're going to be peacing out here. Not really much more to say about this one. Congratulations again to Somebody Help on a well-earned third place this season. And next week, we have the grand finals. It's going to be an exciting one. So hope you all do tune back into us. So I don't have any shouts to give, Alto. You have any?
I want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to Emily, I think, for really, really showing up this season and, being a player that I was not expecting to have just played as good as she did. She really, really went out there and kicked ass. And, I know she's been off-classing a little bit, not, has not been a scout player for as long as Wish has, that's for certain. But, really came out here and did a lot to help get her team into playoffs. And then, continue to win through as, we didn't cast it, but the Yee Help match last week was an absolute barn burner. Went till like 1 a.m, felt like. So, really strong play from her. And again, just, congrats to Somebody Help kind of coming up and, reclaiming some of their lost glory, I feel like, as that, I guess, third place invite match is the best the Penguins ever did.
Yeah,
so,
it ties their best finish ever.
Shout out to them. And, yeah, I'm excited for next week, man. Gonna be a great grand finals.
Yep, so check in again with us next Monday, 9:30 Eastern, for your favorite Highlander Grand Finals. We will see MCM versus Wish Mode, see who can take that title. In the meantime, I have been Zagron, joined by Alto and Dolphin behind the cam, as always. Thank you all, and we'll see you next week.